Food and water in the desert. The pillar of cloud led the people of Israel from the Red Sea into the desert of Shur. They then set off from Elim towards Mount Sinai through the desert of Sin. In the desert, they became very hungry and started grumbling to Moses and Aaron. "In Egypt, we had plenty of food," they complained bitterly. "You have brought us into the desert to die of starvation." The Lord told Moses, "I am going to rain down bread from heaven for 6 days each week. On the 6th day, people should gather twice as much. On the 7th day, there will be no bread from heaven, as it is a special day for them to rest." Moses and Aaron announced, "God has heard your grumbling and is sending meat this evening and all the bread you need in the morning. Then you will know that He is the Lord who provides. Who are we? Your grumbling is not against us, but God." Aaron told the crowd to come before God. As they looked toward the desert, they saw the glory of the Lord appearing in the cloud. The Lord promised Moses He was sending meat that evening and bread in the morning. That evening, a large flock of birds called quail landed near the camp. The hungry people caught them and ate the delicious meat. The next morning, there was a layer of dew on the ground, which dried up and became like thin flakes of frost on the ground. "What is it?" they asked Moses. The Hebrew word for "what is it" is manna. "This is bread from heaven, God promised," Moses explained. "Everyone should gather as much as they need. Don't collect more than you need and store it overnight." Everyone started gathering the manna. It was white like coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey. Moses explained they were to gather just enough for 5 days. Only the 6th day they were to gather twice more than they needed, as there would be no manna on the 7th day. Most people obeyed God and gathered enough food for that day. Some, however, were greedy and disobeyed God, gathering more than they needed and stored it overnight. The next morning, it was full of maggots and smelt horrible. On the 6th day, most people gathered twice as much as God had told them. On the 7th day, the extra manna was still fresh, and they could eat it. Some, however, went out looking for manna, but there was none. "God has declared the 7th day as a special day of rest," warned Moses. "Everyone is to stay where they are and rest." The Israelites traveled on towards Mount Sinai. They were to eat manna every day for the 40 years they were wandering in the wilderness. When they camped at Rephidim, there was no water to drink. They complained and quarreled with Moses, demanding, "Give us water to drink." "Why do you quarrel with me?" Moses asked. "Why do you test God?" Moses cried out to God for help. "What am I to do with these people? They are ready to stone me." "Go out to the people and take the leaders with you to the rock of Horeb," God replied. "Carry your staff with you and strike the rock." The leaders followed Moses to the rock at Horeb and watched as he struck it with his staff. Water burst out of the rock, just as God had promised. Everyone drank the water. Moses called the place Massah and Meribah, because people had doubted God by asking, "Is the Lord with us or not?" In Hebrew, Massah means testing, and Meribah means quarreling. God had kept his promise and provided food and water in the desert.